Edward didn't take Sydney's death well. Sydney, who, besides Trevor and Boko, was the person Edward trusted most, and now knowing they're gone without saying goodbye really took a toll on him. While helping Edward, Duck decided to tell us more about the day this all started. Apparently, he was at Knapford with some coaches waiting for some passengers to board. While waiting at the station, he heard sirens followed by a loud roar which still made him shudder. Telling him to run as he was sent down the branch line, and that's when he saw the mist. The fog sirens kicked on and Duck began to run, but just as he was gaining speed, the coupling between him and the coaches broke. He begged his driver to go back, but it was too late. The coaches were taken by the mist. He didn't stop till he reached Tidmouth Shed, where he sat for several days. While he sat in the shed, he saw several engines go past, but he couldn't remember who they were. However, when we began questioning his crew and the infection, he began to trail off. Eventually he just went quiet. Supposedly all he could remember was that it burned. Clearly, he wasn't giving the full story. Duck then broke down apologizing, saying he failed those people. Now he was afraid, and the two people he trusted most left him to do. Edward comforted the little engine to a surprise. I think that he's starting to gain hope. We also talked about what could have caused all this. Phil said that the facility might have leaked some chemicals in the atmosphere and also causing the strange mist and animals to possibly mutate. This is what we got, and it would explain about the mist animals and even the engines. However, it wouldn't explain Toad's voice we heard earlier or what Duck had said about the mist call. I just hope those chemicals weren't in the air. While waiting in the coaling plant, a few things went past us. First, I think I saw Donald and Douglas. Douglas was begging Donald to stop, but Donald didn't respond. He just kept screaming, I think.
Donnie, please stop this, isn't you?
Then I saw something huge moving through the mist, and it picked one of the guards. There was nothing we could do as the thing picked him up and took him deep within the mist till we could no longer hear his screams. We went to Edward and Duck and asked what they were, why they never told us about them. Duck had no idea what they were and never saw them, but Edward just froze and didn't say anything. He looked so remorseful. We left him be for now, but now I don't know what we'll do. Edward finally opened up. Those things showed up around a week and a half ago. Their original base was at the quarry, but those things attacked. one picked up Mavis, the little quarry diesel, and killed her. Edward hid Bill and Ben in the shed so they could be safe, but the mist went dark around them and Edward watched as he could do nothing as his friends were turned into horrible monsters. Strangely, Edward was spared by the beast. He sat there thinking with his barely intact mind, thinking about what to do. He eventually had to leave as Bill and Ben were breaking out of the shed. He eventually found Henry at Brendan, who said Donald and Douglas were going to escape to the mainland for help and be heroes. They never did come back. It was him, Henry, Toby and Salty. Henry was sent to guard the entrance to the branch, and when he returned from his shift he said something about how he saw James in it. Then the docks were attacked by the infected Bill and Ben. We didn't believe him. We never went through Wellsworth being chased by it, and the coaches he's describing sound like the old brown branch line coaches, while we have the newer red ones. What is going on with our world? We decided to head down the mainland to search for any clues as to where this other James may be. Hopefully Doc and Edward will be alright for a little while. While heading down, the mist was thicker than normal, so we had to be careful. My God, I can't believe it. Edward wasn't lying. As we approached Kildane, we saw some coaches off the line with scattered passengers who looked as though they had tried to escape. When we made it closer, we couldn't believe the engine connected to the coach. It was James. James began freaking out at the sight of his own corpse. This James was dead and he was infected. We checked his cab for a bigger surprise. Phil's lifeless corpse just lying there. It looked as though when James crashed he was flung into the controls and was killed on impact, but even stranger, I wasn't there. We checked the surrounding bushes, but no sign of my corpse. This is troubling. How could there be two of us? Where is my other version? What were the passengers running from? It doesn't make sense. We then saw the mist grow darker, so we hopped back into James' cab and raced back as fast as we could. We ran back into the cold depot where we were shocked to see Oliver, Diesel, and the brakeman who Oliver kept calling Toad. Harry Diesel was brought back to Sodor as that research facility's permanent engine. Diesel said he found Oliver hiding from those monsters. Diesel thought he was a goner, but Donald and Douglas ran past distracting the beast, giving Diesel enough time to rescue Oliver. Oliver was the same as when we found him, but worse. Now his mind is completely shattered and won't stop talking to the brakeman about how the beasts were gods, and I think he said something about sacrifices. He's not stable, so we're going to leave him be for now. Two of those monsters just showed up, and dear God, they were good. We hid the engines where they wouldn't be found. Oliver wouldn't keep quiet, so Diesel told him to shut up. Oliver must have snapped, and he pushed Diesel out of safety and right in front of the beast. Diesel looked at Oliver and quietly begged him not to do it, but he didn't listen. Oliver blew his whistle and the beast came towards them. Oliver reversed back and poor Diesel didn't have time to reach as the thing picked up the helpless ape. He was then taken into the mist where his screams slowly ceased. James, Duck, Edward, and the other survivors couldn't believe what they had witnessed. Duck went face to face with Oliver asking why, and all he said was that they must appeal to those to be saved, to be reborn, and that we should be more like Toad. Duck yelled, saying Toad is dead and he should regret what he had done. Oliver then looked blankly at him and said, out of everyone you should agree with me, you're one of us. That's when we realized Oliver was infected by the mist like Duck. This must be the influence of the alternate personality the mist can give to those. His face then began to warp and change, and as a matter of fact I don't think I could call it a face. We knew he was too dangerous to stay alive, so Duck pushed Oliver in front of the other beast and blew his whistle. The monster saw Oliver. Oliver laughed, saying that it could not kill him, but that didn't stop the beast from coming towards him. Oliver began to get worried and said that he worshipped them, he fed them, and that they couldn't kill him. The beast soon finished off the little green engine.